tea reception at the Burning Inn. That has to be the dullest thing I have ever attended.
Come on, I saw you laughing and joking with the guest of honor, Mr. Osgood Starr.
Yes, that fella has some story, doesn't he? Brother to Tango, the notorious Wilton Veneer.
I know.
Still, Chadwick was certainly impressed with him, wasn't she? When Lucinda introduced him. His Royal Highness, Duke of Ainsley. She fell all over him.
I was surprised she was that easily impressed by a title.
Well, I don't suppose you can blame her. I mean, after all, it isn't every day you run into a real live Duke in Landview, Pennsylvania. Hey, I see something wrong?
No, I suppose not. You mentioned Duke, and all I could think of was the Contessa.
Sweetheart, I thought we were going to try and put all that behind us, remember?
Yeah, I know.
So tell me about Edwina and Marco. You never finished the story.
Oh, well, I don't know where I left off.
Well, Edwina had agreed to proceed with the ceremony Marco had planned at St. Stephen's Church.
Oh, yes, well, anyway, Edwina went to the church, and of course she got there, and lo and behold, no Marco.
You're kidding.
Nope, not at all.
What was it, a severe case of premarital nerves?
No, not at all. He had decided to take Alpine Boulevard, and a section of the street collapsed.
Talk about bad timing.
The irony of it was that he took Alpine Boulevard because he thought it would be faster. Otherwise, he'd have been stuck in all the traffic that was waiting for the Front Street Bridge to come down. It was up because of a passing boat.
Honey.
You know something? I really think I'm doing terribly well. And then all of a sudden I say something or I hear something and it's all back as if it happened yesterday.
I wish there was something I could do or something I could say to keep those memories from ever coming back, but...
I guess they'll go away in time. Well, it's enough of that.
Now, let me get that.
No, I can manage, thank you.
Vicky. Honey? You still awake?
Yes.
Good. Because I wanted to tell you again how much I love you. And how much I need you. Did you hear me?
Yes. Clint, please. I'm very tired.
Well, I'm tired, too. I was just hoping, I might get a good night's kiss. You're very beautiful. I love you more than ever, Vicky.
Good night. Thank you for understanding.
Sit down and I'll look for him. Help yourself to some coffee.
Oh, fine. I'll give you some.
Come right back.
Thank you. Sweetheart, some coffee?
No, thank you.
You didn't sleep very well last night, did you?
No, it did take me a little while to doze off.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you.
Sweetheart, forget it. I know that you had Echo on your mind, and it was stupid of me to think that you'd be in the mood to make love.
I don't feel that way on purpose, you know that.
I know that now. Please don't feel badly about it, all right?
What?
Morning, Asa.
Morning, Pa.
I'm glad you stopped by before you went to work.
No problem.
Well, it's actually our pleasure. Gave us a chance to see Drew.
What's so urgent?
Well, I gotta be honest, yeah,
You mean the one on San Carlos?
of course. What, the one about the potholes and Route 475? Now, you talk about my friend Guerrero as a thief, a butcher, and San Carlos is well rid of him. That's the thanks I get for allowing you to interview me the other day.
Oh, hold on just a minute. Did you read our front page story on San Carlos? And did we distort anything you said?
Asa, we went out of our way to present all sides of the question.
That is not the issue.
As opposed to the Morning Chronicle, which went out of its way to favor President Guerrero's side of things.
What has that got to do with your editorial?
Pa, as long as we present the news without bias, we have every right to state our opinion on the editorial page.
So, if you have no objection to the feature, then we have nothing to argue about.
Now, are we in the same room talking about the same thing? Because you two are not listening. Now, your opinion and the editorial page was trash. You do not know what you're talking about. Now, I'm wondering if you use me as a basis of what you wrote.
Used you? I don't understand what you're saying.
As I was candid. Yes, some money might have been smuggled out of San Carlos, but I did not say he was a thief.
Asa, that opinion was based on many stories and many facts.
A butcher?
Pa, he has been condemned by every human rights organization in the world. Do you have any idea how many people disappear from San Carlos, never to return? Their families never given any account of what happens to them?
And then the rebels are not going to steal people, or they're not going to kill them.
Asa, come on. We're talking about the entire time this junta has ruled, long before the uprising.
So you're ignoring something. There are millions of people in San Carlos in mourning. He's as big a hero over there as your George Washington or Christopher Columbus.
We're not ignoring them. We think they're mistaken.
Okay. Now, you two don't mind if Montalvo takes over my refineries and beats me out of millions and millions of dollars?
Wait a minute. Pa, if you had read the whole editorial, you would have seen where we stated that it was not the wisest course of action to nationalize foreign corporations.
But you did not condemn it. But went out of your way to condemn the general and his junta. I'm going to tell you both something right now. If you consider Guerrero a thief, you better start thinking of Montalvo as one. Because he is not going to pour my money into the state treasury, but in his hip pocket.
Asa, we're very sorry about that. Just as sorry as we are that your friend embezzled from the treasury.
Well, then let me ask you something. Do you think these nice guy rebels will give me back my refineries once they get their hands on the embezzled money? Not in your damn life.
No, that's right. They probably won't. Look, Pa, I'm sorry you're upset. But there's a whole lot of things we don't agree on. Now, why don't we just chalk this up as another little difference of opinion, okay?
Morning, Navy, all right?
Okay. Come on, honey.
Goodbye, Asa. What do you make of it all?
Yeah, no, Briggs, this is definitely front page stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Cook. I certainly appreciate your calling. Yes, and we'll be dining on time tonight. Thank you.
I caught a bit of that.
Oh.
What's going on?
Dorian is up to something again. First, she invited Heron to her apartment and spent time talking with him there. Then he went back to Landfair. Later on, she showed up at Landfair and spent time talking to each one of the servants. All this was done under the guise of missing everyone, but nobody believes it.
Maybe she's trying to take him away from us.
It's the only reasonable explanation, isn't it? Nerve of her! What was yours about?
Oh, a woman and her young son in Montana were accosted in their home by two masked gunmen who believed they were President Guerrero's family.
Were they?
No, and luckily they were able to convince them that they weren't. Of course, they were both terrified.
The awful thing is that it's going to happen to a lot more people than just those two.
Well, for my part, I hope that they are never found. I mean, I got a little experience with what it feels like to be tracked down and hunted just because of who you are.
I assume you're talking about Echo and Giles, are you?
Well, I didn't really have to bring that up, did I? I mean, you've already been thinking about that.
It's funny, you know, I go for days and I don't think about it at all, and then all of a sudden, there it is. It'll go away, eventually.
I hope so. We used to be perfect.
Now, maybe we can be that way again. I do still love you.
And I love you, Vicky. You're a very special lady. And there's only one of you.
Excuse me. Hello?
Make the call, Scott.
Answering machine. Wait for the beep. Oh, David, it's Scott. I need to talk to you. It's urgent. Could we meet at 10 o'clock tonight at the press box? It's about Cassie.
Very good. Now, next.
Yes, I know. I have to make sure that David goes to the opening of the Vernon Inn.
And we'll take care of the rest.
Melody?
Harmony.
Whatever.
Now I know where I've seen him.
Nothing for me, thanks. What kind of message was that you left on my machine?
I had to make certain that you'd be here. I'm in a jam, and I need $5,000 cash immediately.
Really? How immediately?
I need it right now, but at least tomorrow morning when the bank's open.
May one ask why you thought to come to me, of all people, with such a request?
I know that we have had our differences lately, but I was hoping that the pluses would outweigh the minuses. I've got to get away from here. I need travel money desperately. I'll pay you back as soon as I can.
I don't know what kind of trouble you're in, Scott, but it's obviously wrecked your judgment. I have no intention of assisting you financially or any other way.
Oh, yes, David. You have to help me.
Don't you tell me what I have to do.
Do you want Cassie to know who her father is? What he does when he's not playing the piano or waving a baton?
I told you just what would happen. That I will kill you if you say one word to that girl. Now, that's a promise.
David, here.
All right. All right, let's discuss this.
I was hoping that you would see it that way.
Okay.
I never knew he had a temper like that.
It's all over now, so we'll have to look someplace else for the action. How about wildlife? Have you ever been there?
Funny you should mention it. I just came from there.
Is anything happening over there?
The usual. The women are dancing. The men are salivating.
The men are what evading?
Steve, could you put these on my tab? Melody, Harmony, it's been real, but I have to run. I got to get up at 5 in the morning. Did you know that?
5 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, I got a paper out with the banner, 150 deliveries. It's rough, but the tips are real good. You take care of those golden pipes.
Well, wait a minute. Are you some kind of weirdo or something? I mean, you buy me 2 drinks and you won't even go dancing with me? You got a real kinky crowd in here, you know?
I didn't want to threaten you, David. But this is a matter of life or death.
Whose life?
Mine. I didn't want the assignment of looking after you. You must know somewhere in there that I admire you, that I liked our association.
Please, spare me the hand-wringing, okay?
It's true. They had me trapped. I've been trying to get away, but I needed some money.
Is that why you were blackmailing Ava Vasquez?
But at least I didn't turn her over to them, and I didn't betray you.
That's amazing. You make this all sound like the act of a loyal friend. You want to explain the little bit of the handgun?
What handgun?
Come on, Scott. I know you took it.
No, I didn't. It must have been somebody else. Maybe Vasquez, somebody else in your apartment. David, I promise that you'll never see me again. I won't say a word to Cassie or anyone. But please, I need $5,000.
I can't possibly raise it by tomorrow.
When?
End of the week, perhaps.
I can hide out till then. But we'll have to meet somewhere. Somewhere public. Where I'll be safe. The Vernon Inn is opening on Friday night. What about that?
All right. Friday night. I'll be there.
Mr. Gilligan, please.
Yes?
The assignment is complete.
Were there any problems?
Well, it wasn't as easy as I thought. He threatened me. It was rather an ugly scene.
Where did this happen?
Well, at a restaurant called the Press Box. But anyway, he backed off when I mentioned his daughter. He's really very vulnerable when it comes to her.
Obviously.
At any rate, the arrangements are made. We're to meet at the opening of the Vernon Inn on Friday.
Well done, Scott. I'll check with you before then.